Wonderful, happy memories. Archbishop Desmond Tutu's own words on his time at King's College London. Between 1962 and 1966, he studied theology here and also became a part-time curate in a number of churches in the surrounding area.
It was this experience of worship here in this beautiful chapel where he prayed every day, of studying theology, that gave, learning to read the Bible, that gave him the academic resources upon which he drew for the rest of his life.
In 1990, on the day Mandela and de Klerk held their first face-to-face meeting, Archbishop Desmond Tutu was in the UK speaking at the University of Exeter in southwest England. But it's the delayed train journey on that momentous day that Professor Burridge says he'll remember for the rest of his life.
Desmond Tutu is first and foremost a priest. His day begins with sharing the communion, the Eucharist. He will not eat or drink until he's done that. And by this stage, he'd been awake for 4 or 5 hours. The train was delayed. We finally got onto the railway carriage for dining. We had a table set aside for breakfast, but first we had to have the communion. So I asked the train guard for a small bottle of red wine and a piece of bread, and he obviously didn't have a clue what we wanted and said, "Do you want a piece of bread for everyone?" I said, "No, we'll share one." "Would you like me to cut it up?" "No, the Archbishop will break it." "Would the Archbishop like it buttered, sir?" And it was extraordinary to see this service of Holy Communion going on through the British countryside at 125 miles an hour with prayers for the liberation of South Africa.
His legacy as one of King's most famous alumni was celebrated when the Students' Union opened a bar and nightclub in his name.
The King's College London Student Union, when they opened the top floor of the student building into a nightclub and bar, asked if they could call it Tutu's, and he was delighted about that. I went to him there many times, and whenever he went there was always the complimentary pint of cider on the bar ready for him.
Archbishop Desmond Tutu's influence remains at King's to this day, with a scholarship in his name to help students who wish to make the world a better place.